What is Bishop Chatard's fall production of Pride and Prejudice about? Pride and Prejudice is a book written by English novelist Jane Austen in the early 1800s. The story takes place in 1811 in Hertfordshire, England. The setting later moves to Derbyshire and London, England. The play is centered around Elizabeth Bennet and her family of 5 daughters. Jane, the oldest, then Elizabeth, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia Bennet. Their mother, Mrs. Bennet, wants all her daughters to get married and move out of the house. She has even found 2 wealthy suitors, Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley. All 5 Bennet sisters attend a ball, where Jane and Mr. Bingley dance all night. Mr. Darcy is interested in Elizabeth, but she finds him stuck up and snobbish. A man named Mr. Collins is also interested in Elizabeth. He is a preacher that will inherit the Bennet's house because they have no male heir. He decides to propose to her, but she declines. Mr. Collins then proposes to Elizabeth's friend Charlotte, who is desperate to find love, and they get married. As Mr. Bingley and Jane continue to date, Mr. Darcy thinks Jane is not truly in love with him, and he tells Mr. Bingley. Mr. Bingley then breaks up with Jane, and she is crushed. Mr. Darcy then decides to propose to Elizabeth. She denies him because of his involvement with Mr. Bingley and Jane's breakup. And to add to the drama, Lydia Bennet, the youngest sister, has run off with a soldier named Mr. Wickham, disgracing the Bennet family name. To find out what happens to Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, Jane and Mr. Bingley, Lydia, and all the other characters come attend Bishop Chatard Theater's production of Pride and Prejudice on October 26th, 27th, or 28th.